Hello, and welcome to a grab and go put on by me, Christine, the teen librarian at the Jones Creek branch of the East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. Today, we will be making laser carved paint by number plaques. The downtown library, the River Center branch, kindly laser cut and etched these, and today you will be using a color by number palette to paint them. The materials you will need are a paint by numbers diagram, a wooden laser etched plaque, paint, paintbrush, water, and a napkin. Let's begin. To start paint by numbers, we'll open up our acrylic paint. We have 5 colors in here and 5 colors here. It's recommended that you start with your lightest color, which in our case would be white, number 4. That's all the little stars in the background. Then proceed to your darkest colors. So next darkest would be number 5, the sky blue, 3, and 1 and 2 are kind of tied, so we'll make that call when we get there. We don't want to overload our brush with paint, and it's nice if you have this little drip on the end almost, because that'll give you a nice pointy, precise area to paint small areas. Let's begin. Referring to my picture and painting. I'm going to rotate my work to get to the ones on the back. And as you see, I'm using very little paint. This is why you got such small travel quantities. And that's all the white I need. So I will wipe off my brush and wash my brush. And then dry off my brush. Let's say you made a mistake. Wait for the paint to dry all the way, and then you can paint over your mistake with your darker color, and it should hide it up. If you try to paint over it while it's still wet, the colors will blend, and that'll be a different, maybe happy accident. Here's my work after I've done the number 4 and the number 5, the white and the blue. I'm going to wait for this to dry a little bit, so when I'm painting the next parts, I'm not smudging it with my hand. One bit of advice for that is also to paint from left to right if you are right-handed, or the reverse if you're left-handed. That way you're doing this part first, not this part, which you would smudge with your hand. Alright, that's long enough. So now we're going to paint color 3, the lighter green. This is when you have to actually start paying attention, instead of saying things like, ah ha ha, yeah, stars are white, sky is blue. You have to really refer to your diagram to figure out which pieces are which color. Now there isn't anything in this dot over here, but it's sort of implied that it should be a number 3 since it goes in a stripe order, 3, 2, 3, 2. So these little guys should be this color. There's just not enough room to put the little indicator in. So I'll dip my brush for those tiny little areas. let's keep going. And now if we look at the watermelon slice, we see that this part is 2, but this part doesn't have a number. We're going to be smart and assume things, and that the inner rind is lighter than the outer rind. We could also assume that the watermelon seeds will have a color, but we could also think that they will not. That is a decision that you can leave up to yourself. You'll find out what I choose later on. Alright, I don't want my light green and my dark green to smear, so I'm going to give it some time to dry. Washing off my paintbrush and drying it between color switches. All nice and dry, let's move on to our next color. I think I want to do the darker green and then the red. So we'll do color number 2 in stripes over here and the rind. Time for the red. I think what I'm going to do is do this in all red and then maybe mix red and green to make brown and do a color that's not even on my color chart. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is, I think my stars could be pointier. So, I'm going to go back and try and give them some points with my white, because my blue is very, very dry at this point. And there we go. Thank you for your time today. I hope you've enjoyed this grab and go opportunity. If you have, please respond favorably on social media and return to the library for more grab and go activities. Hello and welcome to the after credits bonus sequence. How I made the paint pots. We have our condiment cup, a little circle of black foam, some 1-inch sections of large boba straw, and a hot glue gun. We are going to cover the entire bottom of the straw in glue and stick it down. We want to create a seal so that the paint will not escape out. Once all of our straws are secured, we put this inside of the condiment cup. And now we fill our little tubes with paint. The larger opening of the boba straw fits the opening of the paint pot. Did it turn out perfect? No. with the lid on. Will it transport home safely? Yes. And that is how you make travel acrylic paint.